There's been allegations in the music industry going back decades that talk about either the abuse of young women or the abuse of women. I need to ask y'all a very serious question. Hi, I'm Dr. V. Boykin, a former single mom, or mom even when the dad was absent, stripper, felon, now a keynote speaker, author of Fix Your Face and Watch Your Tone, Women Know It's Needed. I work to create more equitable personal and professional experiences. I need to ask y'all a very serious question, and I don't think I'm going to like the answer, but here I am asking it anyway. So this past weekend, I was watching the documentary about Sean Combs. To say I understood triggered in a whole new way would be an understatement. So this individual has repeatedly battered women, allegedly, same as R. Kelly. And if we need to throw in, just to make sure that we're talking about the full picture in the music industry, there's also like Charlie Walk, who in 2018 got to quietly resign. But there's been allegations in the music industry going back decades. We talk about Michael Jackson, I Want to Love You, Pretty Young Thing. Elvis had songs, the Beatles had songs, Hey 19. Like there's just so many songs that talk about either the abuse of young women or the abuse of women. And we see it in country music, we see it in rap music, we see it in all forms of secular music. So here's my question. How much is that music worth to you? Because this sparked a heated debate between my friends and I as we were discussing, so should you still be listening to R. Kelly music? Should you still be listening to Diddy music? Should you still be listening to Michael Jackson? And they're like, but it's good music. So what exactly is the price for protecting women, for protecting those that are vulnerable? So here's the question in a nutshell. Would you be willing to give up really great music for a lifetime to protect and insulate women? And if your answer is no, I need to ask you, what type of person are you? So the fact that you can dance and have a good time is more important than the fact that these geniuses that created genius music were horrifically committing acts in the background? If I said it was children, would you give up music for children? Because in many cases, these women were children. But going back to the question of women, it is interesting to me that in a society that is literally propagated, supported, nurtured, and cared for by women, there is so little respect for women. I understand you might not want to vote for a presidential candidate. I mean, in truth, actually, I don't, especially someone that was politically more qualified than the opponent. And we can talk Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris. We can also talk about the fact that 3 in 10 black men, according to the Associated Press, under the age of 45 voted for Trump, which inherently means they were voting against their mothers. But okay, but if you had to hesitate when you considered if you would give up a song that's a great bop to protect women, who are you? Why are you? What are you? Are we so dismissive of the value of women that we wouldn't even consider stopping our head bob for a moment to protect them? If the genius required to generate great music means we're abusing anyone, is it worth it? Couldn't we be okay with like just hitting sticks on the ground? I don't know if it cares that we listen to the music or not, because if you think about the lawsuit and judgments, that money's going to need to come from somewhere, especially once the perpetrator is in jail or prison, which I, of course, don't say lightly. But I definitely care when the argument surrounds the fact that, but they're geniuses. What? So they make a catchy tune. Is that really more important? Is that really more important than protecting our communities, protecting the vulnerable among us, protecting and respecting women? For all of y'all, including myself, that sing along to these really catchy songs that are talking about beating women, abusing women, pimping women out, all of the misogynistic, all of the cruel, all of the horrific, all of the illegal activities, is it such a good beat that you just can't help yourself? Is it? Is it worth it to continue to propagate, to promote, to spread this type of thinking? At some point, there was somebody that said, I'm not standing up for Kesha. At some point, there was somebody saying, I'm not standing up for this musical artist. At some point, there was somebody saying, yeah, I know he does that. I'm just the bodyguard. He had so much power. He could make it so I wouldn't have a recording career. At some point, is it not worth it to do the right thing? And I understand it's hard and it's difficult and it's not easy and there's finances involved, but what is the price of protecting the most vulnerable around us? I don't know, but I, for one, I can pass on even a really jazzy song if the price to get it involves harming women, if the price to get it involves rape, if the price to get it involves physical assault, mental abuse, sexual assault. Surely we can all unite and agree that there is no beat, there is no song, there is no, oh, it's a party moment that is worth the safety of those that are vulnerable, of those that carry our children, of those that are children. So if I ask you the question, would you give up music, even the good stuff, to stop someone from being sexually or physically or mentally assaulted and harmed? And you pause to think about it. I'm going to suggest you have a lot more thinking to do. Would you give up music?